Beastars is about a grey wolf named Legoshi who struggles to pretend that he's weak and timid, which really annoys a deer who already hates everyone. There's also some weird stuff with a rabbit, just push through it. It opens with a wolf attacking a rabbit. Then it cuts to this alpaca named Tem running down a hallway. He locks himself into this auditorium and someone bursts through the door and causes him to fall down the stairs. The animation of this scene is really cool. He starts talking about how they're classmates, if he's really gonna eat him, and how carnivores are just monsters. Yeah, this dude doesn't care. Geez, they just jumped right into the whole animals eat each other in this world thing, didn't they? The next day, these students are talking to a goat named Else about what happened, and say that she needs to be careful because there's a wolf in the drama club that her and Tem are part of. So at the club, everyone's talking about what happened, and there's this ominous shot of Legoshi like maybe he did it because this silhouette completely looks like a wolf. So the club president walks in, and everyone is just standing on opposite ends of the room yelling at each other. That night, Elsa's talking crap about how she thinks Legoshi is gonna eat her next. Why is she only worried about Legoshi but no one else? And after her friends leave, Legoshi just starts slowly walking up to her like a creeper. You know what? Maybe she has a point. So she threatens him with a pair of scissors, but he just grabs them away like it was nothing, and it turns out that he was just wanting to give her a love letter that Tem wrote to her. So Else tries to apologize for talking crap about him, but Legoshi is just like, oh, it's fine, everyone hates me anyway. Well, that's depressing. The next day, Legoshi is at a memorial for Tem, and in comes Louie the deer.
You're staring.
Oh, sorry.
Is rudeness something that's inherent in wolves?
Great. The first thing that comes out of his mouth is racist, just to make sure you know that he's an asshole. And he needs Legoshi to do something for him. It then introduces Haru and her bullies. First they throw books at her, which doesn't seem too bad, but then they throw a freaking mattress at her. What the hell?
This is ridiculous.
Seriously, does this school just not do anything about this? That evening she's eating alone and the three bullies walk up to her. And after a conversation that doesn't really matter, this one pushes her off the curb and then throws water on her. I'm starting to think this school just sucks. Back at the club, Louie mentions that Zoe the goat is Tem's replacement for his part in the play. And he gets upset and overreacts to him not learning his lines yet, and I guess he ate the script or something. Still, an overreaction because Louie is a complete asshole. Then Kai bursts in and gets all pissed that he didn't get Tem's part, and Louie tells him that he's gonna get kicked out of the acting crew and be part of the art department instead, because I guess Louie has that authority even though he's not the president. So Kai gets even more pissed and tries to punch him, but Legoshi stops him. Should've just let him do it. It's only been 10 minutes and I already hate Louie. Anyway, after Kai angrily leaves, Louie says that he's impressed by what Legoshi did and offers to let him be the lookout while him and Zoe sneak into the auditorium that night to rehearse, and makes some joke about letting Legoshi eat one of his legs if he does. This is the same day that a member of their club got murdered and eaten, but screw it, yeah, let's sneak out. That night, Legoshi is standing guard and Haru just so happens to walk by. Legoshi notices and there's this really cool animation of the scent going into his nose that almost looks like an x-ray. I really like the animation of this show. So he just loses it and attacks her. I think we all know where this is going, so let's just skip to the end. Oops, too far. So he's sitting there contemplating what to do and talking with this shadow thing. He decides he's just gonna eat her, but Zoe interrupts him by yelling for help. Turns out Louie got hurt by trying to save him from falling off the stage. It then takes a moment to explain that eating meat is illegal in this world. I'm sure that won't cause problems later. At the cafeteria, these two get into a fight, and Legoshi starts thinking about almost eating Haru and gets all mad and yells at them to stop. So this guy now wants to fight Legoshi even though he's like half his size. So Legoshi starts thinking of a way to purposely lose the fight, but Louie comes in and saves him. They then start talking about some Beastar title that is used to unite the different species and bring unity to the world or something. Well, it seems like whoever that is currently is doing a crap job of it. Later at the club, it shows how messed up Louie's ankle really is. That thing is broke. Legoshi needs to go to the gardening club to pick up flowers, and Kibby goes with him. And guess who's gonna be there? So Legoshi is freaking out that Haru's there and is trying to think of a reason to leave, but Kibby finds a reason first and then just leaves Legoshi there. Him and Haru are having a conversation, and this moron decides to start asking about what happened to her arm as if he already doesn't know.
I forget what happened.
What a liar. So Legoshi decides it's a good idea to hang out in this cabin with her, and he's trying to think of something to say, and then Haru just makes it extremely weird. Push through it. It then cuts to these three talking about Haru and how she sleeps with guys and then just leaves them and never talks to him again. So this little rabbit has found a way to be a predator. Great. It then cuts back to the cabin and Haru making sure people stop watching this. Seriously, I know 3 people, including myself, who stopped watching at this exact point. Just push through it. Anyway, Legoshi puts a stop to it, has a panic attack, and then leaves.
I'm gonna go. Have a good day.
I love how his voice just sounds so panicked at this part. But back at the club, Legoshi and Kai have this conversation about how each member has something special about them.
Let's take Sheila from the dance team. At age 14, that cheetah...
She's a leopard, not a cheetah. Leopards have spots on their face, while cheetahs do not and have lines on the side of their face. Also, she has leopard spots. Get this right, come on. Anyway, this giraffe is afraid of spots, and this rhino thinks that his horn is the guardian angel or something. And it shows Louis but doesn't say what his special thing is. I'm assuming his thing is that he's a super special asshole. Then Kai asks Legoshi what his secret is, but they just blow right past it. The next day, Legoshi and Louis are talking about lighting and stuff, and Louis gets all pissed about Legoshi's body language, so he shoves him against the wall, grabs his neck, and starts yelling at him. I hate this character so much. Then he shoves his hand in his mouth and tells Legoshi to bite him, because he's a do I even need to say it? Legoshi should have just bit him. But Legoshi pulls away and starts lecturing him about different types of strength and how Legoshi's strength is more of a burden, where Louis' strength is more of an advantage. By the way, there's some nature room things, it's not that important, but the show shows it, so here you go. And Legoshi is thinking about what happened between him and Haru and realizes that this is the first time in a long time that he's actually felt happy. Well, that's quite depressing. Before the start of the play, Louis is giving everyone a pep talk, but is secretly thinking about how everyone else sucks and he's the only one who's worth anything. Okay, here's my question. I get that the skull clips together over his head, but how did they get this hat over his antlers like this? And after the play, he passes out. He wakes up in the hospital and Bill tells him that his left leg is broken. Then Louis gets annoyed that everyone is pitying him, so he interrupts them and tells Bill that he's going to replace him in the play. And he gets way too happy about it. So he's all excited, but Legoshi is upset because he's being forced to play Bill's old part. There's no way this is going to go wrong. They're rehearsing and Bill starts going full force and just kinda takes it too far. I'm starting to think he might be a crazy person. Louis goes to talk to Bill before the play, and I can't tell if he helps him or just makes him more nervous. They then talk about how Louis hates Legoshi for pretending to be weak when he's obviously not, and how Bill is the exact opposite.
Unlike him, I've got the makings of a true carnivore.
What the hell does that mean? So Bill's walking into the backstage area, and Legoshi takes notice and just starts sniffing on him. So Bill's like, I gotta go to the bathroom now, and runs off. So Legoshi follows him, and it turns out that Bill has a vial of rabbit blood that he's going to drink in order to get amped up. So I'm gonna guess that blood and meat are kind of like drugs to carnivores then? Legoshi is not cool with it, so he flips out again and basically attacks him. But they end up just arguing, so I'm sure that's the end of that. So they're doing the play, and Legoshi just runs out and decks Bill in the face. I don't think this is part of the play anymore. Then he just starts wailing on Bill.
Stop them, now!
Well, they screwed up her movement, but more on that later. So Bill finally stops Legoshi by grabbing his hands, and then he puts him in a hug and just scratches the absolute crap out of his back. So Legoshi falls down, and I'm pretty sure Bill's literally going to kill him because he's a freaking crazy person. But Louis comes in and saves him. This is going to be a theme, isn't it? Anyway, Bill runs off stage and Louis helps Legoshi up. At least he did one thing that was kind of nice. I really enjoy this show so far. I actually didn't know it was an anime based on a manga until I started watching it. The animation and music are amazing. The opening scene with Tem is what really caught my eye, with the all-black scene and the blue outline of the character and his blood being the only color in it. The art style and character designs are great. They look like the animals that they're supposed to be without looking creepy or going into the uncanny valley. I particularly like the character designs of Louis and Legoshi, but they are the main characters, so I hope they wouldn't screw that up. The animators really paid attention to the movement of each character and made them seem unique. The music and sound effects sound great also and really help sell the scenes. I watched it in English, so I can't really say for the Japanese version, but the voice acting in the English version is quite good. Jonah Scott is great as Legoshi. He actually sounds like he's depressed and is just trying to cope with the world. He's also great at sounding panicked and nervous at the cabin scene and makes it kind of hilarious. Griffin does a good job as Louis. He sounds like an arrogant rich kid, but yet sounds like there's something else to the character. I was really impressed with Kyle Carley's voice as Tem. He may be in just a couple scenes, but he's really good in them. He actually sounds frightened but yet almost caring when trying to talk his attacker down, and then angry at the end of the opening scene. The plot so far is mostly high school drama, but it does take place in high school and they have to establish the characters somehow. I feel sympathetic toward Legoshi with how he sounds so depressed and withdrawn to the point to where he loses control and almost kills someone, and that he keeps getting thrown into situations that he doesn't want to be in. Although getting hurt was his own fault, even if Bill did take it too far like a psychopath. Don't forget to do the YouTube stuff, and thanks for watching.